Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here to bring you a weekly message for the signs of Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So if you're a fire sign, this may resonate, but do keep in mind it's a general message. So take what you feel is for you, disregard the rest, and know that no matter what messages we receive through the cards or through spirit today, it's still up to you and the choices you make, the steps you take, and how you integrate this guidance. So for all my subscribers, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. At the end, if you feel like this is for you, please feel free to subscribe, join the journey with me, and help me build my channel. Be wonderful to have you along this journey. Be wonderful to experience your energy more often. As well as, I am just going to say before we start, that remember that time is fluid, so I may be picking up on a situation that you're encountering now, something that's coming through the week, or something that's in a past life, and if you experience this message after this week, it might be for you. So I'm going to take a message. I have been guided today to use 3 angel decks, pull a message from each of those before we move on to tarot. So I'm going to start here with the Healing with the Angels Oracle, and I'm going to ask Archangel Michael to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself this reading, and any of you. I have enchantment at the bottom, as well as to use me only as the clearest channel for the most far-reaching of you guys. So we got 3 cards. We got nature, right? Get out in nature. Nature's not canceled. Meditation. Nature is the perfect time to connect with God, to connect with Source, to connect with our spirit guides, to connect with angels, to connect with ourselves, and to just be out in silence. And guys, this is also, we got retreat. I'm going to use the Isis Oracle in this reading, and while I was shuffling, soul retrieval popped out twice. And this is about calling parts of ourselves back, and why I think I was supposed to see it with this meditation. Retreat is about taking some time out from the normal grind, the time out, and just focus on you, to focus on your connection with the divine, as well as sometimes just getting out in nature and taking a walk or planting our garden, digging in the dirt. That's enough to connect us and make us feel connected to something bigger than ourselves. In terms of meditation, one of the exercises that you can do is when you're in your inner temple or your quiet space, imagine yourself. And at this point, you can make a conscious decision. You ask Spirit to bring back all parts of your soul that have been lost over time. Because through traumatic events, through sometimes relationships, past life issues, pieces of us are given away, and energy that we never really feel has come back to us. This is one of these great opportunities to say, Spirit, and as I'm saying this, I'm getting a lot of heart activation. So say, Spirit, please help me of my own free will. Call back any and all pieces of my soul that have been lost over time. Please help bring me back to the whole being that I am. Help support me through my growth as well as what I'm hearing. So when you do this as well, take care of yourself, and you want to also protect. You're only calling back for your highest good. So through this, you could even ask Archangel Michael to shield you while this is happening. I know the first time I did that exercise, I felt like all these different poles being brought to me. And if there's a person or a relationship or a situation that you weren't the same after, you can focus on that as well. Call back all parts of you that still are attached to that situation, so that here we are embodied and whole in ourselves. And as well as this takes a conscious effort to know that, hey, there's parts that I may have lost a little bit of myself for, but I call them back now. And I think that's important. So getting some rest, getting some time outside, focusing on what is true and important for you, as well as really nourishing the planet and noticing the beauty of it. So let's get a message from the Archangel Gabriel Oracle as well. And you get 2 different things. You get pay attention to your dreams, and you get editor. And they're asking me to look at the bottom, which is creative expression. And you also have detox time here, which is perfect in your meditation time, in that space to just release what is no longer meaningful to you or serving you anymore. So creative expressions. God's divine creativity is expressed through your actions, as well as this could be an action space to call yourself back, cut cords from energetic ties that are depleting you. Editor, your writing or other creative project benefits from outside help and support. Some of this outside support could be divine. This could also be, if you're writing something and stuck, sending it to someone you trust, asking them to, give you some support, to give you some help. As well as, you are receiving divine guidance while you sleep. Even if you don't remember your dreams, the answers are in your unconscious mind where they appear in order to help you. Some of us, if you wake up and you remember part of it, write it down. But also sometimes we receive really prophetic information in our dream space, and this is always within us. So if there's, just a minute, guys. Okay, I'm back. If there's a message that you feel like you kind of have this waking up of knowing, pay attention to that as well. And pay attention to if you're recognizing characters within your dreams as well. These two fell out as I was thinking that, and I got relationship, acceptance, and unconditional joy. I'm going to put them back, but I do feel like, no, that's what Spirit's saying. I'll pick one more card. But what I feel like is important at this time to remember, with you're experiencing other people in your dreams, these characters have been with us through lifetimes, and oftentimes there may be people from your past that you have in your dream. It doesn't always mean that they're coming back. It could be a lesson with that person, or what does their energy represent. However, if you are having dreams with other people, and I heard dream sharing as well, this may be a great time to have that editor to talk to the people that are in your dream. Does this mean anything to you? Because that may also be a message for you. It may be a message for someone else. But your dreams could also be a really important place for your creative expression. So your inspiration. And I'm hearing Alice Cooper. I believe Alice Cooper received his name in a dream. These kinds of things are really important in our careers, right? Just know that in our worlds, we can experience unconditional joy each and every single day by our mindset. And I feel like when you get down to it, if you are really working on yourself and getting the time in nature you need, taking the time to you should be at a kind of very humble vibration where joy is easy. Joy comes easily. And it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me appreciate everything that makes me happy right now. And some of that happiness may be sitting out watching a stream, watching the rain, smelling the flowers. And it also says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for healing and guiding all of my relationships upon the path of love. That as we move through this love of life and love for ourselves and love for others, and the more authentic we become for ourselves, as well as expressing our love through our creative projects, the more accepting we are of ourselves as well, the more light we have to shine out into the world. And you have acceptance. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, please help me accept that everything is going in the right direction. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it is. Sometimes we may think that, if things and projects don't come as fast as we think that they are supposed to, we get bogged down in the idea that things aren't working. Accept what is and how things have happened, how things have played out, because there was divine intervention at play here. So, one more message, please, from the Archangel. I almost said Gabriel, and it's like, no, you don't know what you want. So, sunlight. Yes. Get yourself some sun. Expect a miracle. Use your natural healing abilities. And that comes into as well, you have a really strong ability to heal yourself by focusing on joy, by focusing on accepting what is, by focusing on the relationships that have meaning to us, but first and foremost getting down to ourselves with this meditation, being one with us, being creative and passionate with something that comes from us, and being able to see, I feel like, the fruits of our labor. But I feel like yes as well, if there's something you've been thinking about, a project you've been wanting to do, yes is your answer. And know that everything's in divine timing, whether or not you agree with that. Spirit, they have a different plan. And also with this, expect a miracle. Always look on the bright side. Be expecting a miracle. It says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for your miraculous intervention and healing energy, which has restored the health of and whoever this is about. Use your healing abilities. Thank you for clearly guiding, encouraging, and supporting my healing work. Expect a miracle as well, because as we heal ourselves, as we allow ourselves to become more fifth dimensional, as we allow ourselves to really take an active part in our joy making, to realizing as well, no one else is responsible for our happiness and our joy. That's us. And as well with this, I feel like the relationships, if there's some that have not really worked out, if there's issues within relationship, knowing that even though this relationship and this connection has failed, it doesn't mean that I have no worth. It doesn't mean that I can't have joy, and it doesn't mean I can't accept it and breathe and take one step forward at a time. So I'm going to bring in some tarot just to get a little bit of energy this week. So what is the overarching energy to be aware of for fire signs, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius? So the Four of Swords, resting your mind, and this is this retreat card as well, I feel like. You know, just her eyes are closed, her sword is drawn, she's resting. And this is a resting stance. Not feeling like everything needs to be accomplished, and taking the time to rest and do the things that bring creative passion to you. And as well, we have the King of Pentacles. So you could have an earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn in your life. It could be Guy, like however, right? Because it doesn't matter to me about gender or, you know, however that is. But I feel like, you know, really needing to be at this high vibration and to be rooted into the earth as well with this dragon, to feel protected. To know that you're protected, and you're protected in your thoughts, and your thoughts are quiet. We're not beating our mind up. We're just in a state of peace. I feel like peace is the most important thing. To do things that will harness peace. Spirit, can you tell me what else to be aware of for this week? You have the Eight of Swords, and here you guys are, the Knight of Wands. And I feel like some of this is resting our minds to put old cycles to rest. To say, you know what, in the past I may have thought this ending of this relationship through. I would have overthunk it, wondered why I wasn't good enough. And this time I'm just looking at it going, it wasn't for me. This could be your situation. If that is not about a relationship, it could even be that you're looking at your world materially, knowing that, well, it's not like you can, you know, in the current state that most of us are in, we're kind of being asked to quarantine. So it's not like we can go out and be and do things in the community and, you know, to a degree that we may want to. But this is this great time of introspection and getting back to ourselves and calling our soul back. Also, if you're not wanting to do that sort of soul retrieval meditation, means using your own natural healing abilities to do the things that make you feel good. You know, watching your favorite shows, painting, doing artwork, reading a book, taking time to just sit out in the sun. And because honestly, in those moments of peace, unconditional joy is there, because we don't have anything our joy is being attached to. We're just living and resting in this moment and being whole. And I heard truthful as well. You know, when we're resting our mind, this is a truth for us. Calming our anxiety as well. If there's anxiety or has been anxiety, getting out in nature will also help ground you. With this Eight of Swords, I feel as well is important. Some of you there may be a lost loved one with this hummingbird, but I feel like they're still in your energy field. And this is a choice whether or not to remain trapped or to fly, because you are being guided here, potentially even by passed on loved ones. And you're being guided to move forward with passion, to express yourself passionately, and to move quickly on what means something to you as well. So I feel like, let's get some more. Tell me about this Knight of Wands, please. Temperance. To move quickly into a state of bliss, into a state of harmony, into a state of balance. And for some of you, this is the Sagittarius card. So guys, you are fire signs. This could be you as well. But I feel like this is asking you to really help move and push yourself into a new cycle of balance. So I'm going to ask a message from the Isis Oracle as well on how we can do this. What is the message on how to move into this cycle of balance? Is there any advice that you would have for anyone who's watching, please? Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius? And this has been shuffled, but this card came up in the water signs video as well, for April 13th through the 19th. So if you have water in your chart as well, it may be a message to look onto. But what this is that no matter what you call it, there is still power. So regardless of whether or not you choose to see yourself as divine feminine, or if whether or not you choose to see yourself as divine, doesn't necessarily mean you're not. This is also Isis. We may have lots of different names to call her energy, but this power is still one big power that you can harness. And one of the things as well as this card talks about is calling in Isis, asking Isis to help you, asking her to help manifest, but helping you to break free of attachments and social constructions on what we think roles need to look like. Because we're also, even though she's Isis, she may have 1,000 different names, much like you. I know me, I'm Sarah, I'm also Mummy, and Mummy, right? But for other people, for you guys, I'm Sarah with Grassroots Evolution. For my family, I'm just Sarah. For other people, we have different nicknames, right? For different hats that we wear. But this is an intersectionality of identities and the power that comes from seeing ourselves in all-encompassing, accepting ourselves all-encompassing. And I feel like moving forward, this as well is to teach other people how to remain in balance. And to know as well that we don't have to worry so much about polarities and dichotomies of roles taking friction, because they don't have to. It's all a part of you, and I feel like you're being asked to just express your divine nature. They're asking me to pull a message from this book, so I'm going to. So this is the same, I was drawn right down to that. This talks about there may be a spiritual name that is waiting for you on the inner plane. So something you call yourself. The name may come from various spiritual traditions, such as a deity or sacred mantra, or it could be an actual name that you can sound out and use in meditation or sacred temple activities within spiritual groups. The name may also be a note, an inner awareness that can be sourced by going into your heart, almost felt more than spoken. But it's saying, if this name is here to help you deepen your connection with yourself. Like any other identity, it's just a representation for a time. You do not need to pack up your old life in search of an entirely new one unless your heart deeply guides you with peace and neutrality that this is what is needed in your path. So it talks about here whether you consciously and easily receive your spiritual name in meditation or dream state or through a healing, and you have meditation and pay attention to your dreams. And I picked up Alice Cooper. Healing, okay. Whether you consciously and easily receive your spiritual name in meditation or dream state through a healing or conversation with another initiate, or whether it remains a mystery, trust that in your heart calling to you, recognize more of your true self. So, it also says don't become too attached to that. One of the things you can do, there's an affirmation here that asks you to go into your heart space, to consider, you can even visualize in your heart space and say, I open to receive in unconditional love the spiritual name that will help me this day as I grow into conscious realization of more of my vast divine self. And be in your heart and imagine through that vastness all of the inner space, light, and sound is weaving through you in a unique pattern of color, movement, and geometry. Pay attention to what you hear. Pay attention to what you see. It may not come clearly, but Alice Cooper is just a stage name, right? And this is as well as whatever you take, whatever spiritual name you feel, whatever vibration, whatever sound. Some of you, this could be accessed by drumming as well, like a shamanic drumming, going into trance and going into that sort of meditation. But remembering to be able to pull yourself out of it, to clear the energy after, and to not be so stuck on this. So again, if you receive meditations through dreams, if you receive a name, if you're doing soul retrieval and you find that you are one powerful mofo, roll with that. But don't get too attached to, again, this 3D idea of what that name means. So I'm going to pull one last message for you from the Dragon Oracle as an energy that will be supporting you. And 2 messages came out immediately with the Silver Dragon. And this says, illuminates your potential with higher light. And he's holding a key. There's illumination that may be a key for you. This name of power, there may be a massive key. And it says, access untapped resources. That's you. That's your spiritual connection. Look into your soul. See higher possibilities. Soul retrieval is really, really strong here. And then we have the Black Dragon of Saturn, or from Saturn, brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. Concentrate. Focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself. You have passed a test. So staying in your power, staying in high vibration, realizing you have the ability as well to heal and access healing information, that you are a divine entity, that you have a name of power as well, and that you may be receiving messages through your dream space. But I feel like you're really being asked here to call in all of you, right? To access untapped resources, to engage in quiet meditation, and to be accepting. Be accepting of yourself. And if you're new to the spiritual journey, or if you encounter yourself as a spiritual being that maybe brings a little fear, roll with it. Just take one deep breath at a time and try not to be afraid of your power. That's an old paradigm. That's an old way of thinking. And the more we come whole and we are fully embodying ourself, and parts of ourself from all different layers are coming back, the more powerful you're going to be. And this comes from a state of balance as well, this Temperance card. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with, expect a miracle. Because in some cases, you guys are the miracle. That's what I got, and I hope you have a great week. Bye, guys.